Hey there, YouTubers. This is Jane Joyce, and you are watching Zebra, the comic book read-along. Today we are going to be discussing Trinity, issue number 4, a DC publication. This is from February 2017. This is, I'll give you the credits so you can go follow everybody. We have the writer, Francis Manipule. I don't know if I'm saying his name right. I give you this to you every time. I'm pretty sure I'm saying it wrong, but he's on Twitter at Francis Manipule or Instagram at Francis_Manipule. We also have Emanuela Lupacchino, who did pencils. She's so good. She's very, very excellent. Emanuela can be followed on Twitter at Manu Lupac, MANULUPAC, or on Instagram at Emma Lupacchino, LUPACCHINO. Highly recommend it. Her art is just so good. And then also for this issue, we have Ray McCarthy on inks. I could not find social media for Ray, so if you guys find it, feel free to put it in the comments and I will add it to the video at a later time. We also have Hi-Fi on colors, which Hi-Fi is just excellent. You can find Hi-Fi on Twitter at Hi-Fi, HIFI, color. And then also for letters, we have Steve Wands. Steve can be found Twitter SWands and Instagram SWandsArt. And then also here we have a cover by Clayman and Brad Anderson. And obviously, I know in the last issue, I believe I gave you the information, but go ahead and follow them if you haven't on Twitter, Clay_man. That's with 2 N's in man, or Instagram, ClaymanPI. And Brad Anderson, we have him at BDAnderson13 on Twitter and on Instagram at ComicsBrad. And also for this issue, we have a variant by Brandon Peterson. I also could not find the information for Brandon. Let me double check that I got that. Yeah, I wasn't able to find his. So if you guys find that, either his Twitter, his Instagram, social media, whatever, feel free to add that in the comments and I will add that to the video. Okay, so with all that being said, we left off last time with Batman and Wonder Woman meeting this new Superman, the Superman Reborn. And they were kind of invited there by Lois Lane to kind of, since Superman is planning on kind of coming out to the world, they wanted to have basically some friends, some allegiance, some people they could trust. And in the course of them meeting for this, I don't know how to say it, this alliance, it turned into an ambush, so to speak. And they were kind of taken hostage by Poison Ivy and placed into some sort of a incubator where they are lost mentally. And they're all connected together, having a shared dream, so to speak. So in the last one, we saw Bruce Wayne and his family being murdered, and they had to kind of Bruce had to relive that pain, and before that Superman had to kind of relive the pain of losing his father. Okay, so now that that's out of the way, let's go ahead and get started. So grab your copy and let's read along. Now we go to Themyscira and we see Wonder Woman. And so it kind of starts with them rowing a boat into Themyscira. So Wonder Woman is starting to realize that their emotions alter the reality that they're in. In. Now, as they land on the shores, they are pretty much immediately confronted by the Amazonians. They, of course, are surrounded, and they're trying to explain who they are. And Diana is, of course, speaking in the native tongue. In a moment, we see a young Diana unmask herself, and she is essentially protecting the older Diana. Now we go back to our modern time, and we see Poison Ivy, and she looks a little freaked out as Lois Lane crushes through the barn and just runs her over, plows them down. And of course she's worried about John, but I mean, Jonathan Kent, he is essentially as strong as Superman or close to it. And so she's probably being a little overprotective, but that's what moms do, right? Now we see them here, and we can tell that Clark, Bruce, and Diana, they're all like wrapped up in these vines, and they got these weird hibernation type things on their chest, basically keeping them in a trance. And Poison Ivy, she ain't having none of it. She just goes and knocks Lois Lane right in the face. And then it goes back to Themyscira, and essentially the Amazonians are putting the heroes to the test. And so they have to undergo all these fights and other tests to prove themselves. They, of course, show their strength and skills and respect, and so therefore they are essentially accepted. Now, the men are being sent away, though. So we see that they're walking down into some sort of a cave. 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 And they're getting put onto a boat. And as they're leaving, it looks like a young Diana jumps onto the boat to join them. They both have a lasso, and they kind of link arms together to show their own truth. And as they're tied together, they start to realize that none of this is real. And as they're kind of going by, they start to see statues, images of the people that they've already seen. We see Martha. We basically see Batman, look at it, he's seeing his parents in stone. There's all these other representations of people. It looks like maybe, not sure who that's supposed to be. It looks like an older Jonathan Kent, perhaps. And wow, look at this monster. This monster jumps out of the water to bite them, to eat them. And I gotta say, that is one cool looking snake monster, or whatever it is. Superman tries to use his heat vision and it's not working. And this thing straight up eats them. And when they're in the belly of this beast, they are surrounded by snakes. And Diana goes to grab the sword. And Diana goes to grab the sword, 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 to grab the sword. And as she does, she starts hacking her way through this, and they basically break free. And as they do, they are confronted by none other than Mongol. And not only that, but Mongol appears to have some sort of a child that he says is his dear daughter. Well, guys, this was another exciting issue of Trinity. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Again, I only have this one version. This is the variant cover. So, you know, I do plan on getting the main one. Either one is fine. The story is the same, but this is a beautiful cover, a wonderful story, and I really enjoyed it. So stay tuned for my next videos, and if you haven't seen the Trinity 1, 2, and 3, be sure to click on the links. Or you will, the links, wherever I put them, you'll find out. I guess I'm still getting used to this. This is some of my first videos. Click on the links to see Trinity 1, 2, and 3. And I will catch you next time for Trinity 5. Thanks for watching, Zebra, and I will see you next time.